Hi all you gorgeous people. We're going to talk about washing our clothes, and I've been wanting to do this for a while. Another one of the wonderful subjects of how we can live in a more graceful way and not be so hard on nature, because Mother Earth is battling with the way we are treating her, and every little thing we do in our daily life affects the earth. And why it's so hard is that we have learnt all these ways that we think are normal, and really they're not. So the way we use our clothes, we might use it, some people just use it a few hours and throw it into the wash. And so we're washing and washing and washing, and it just is very, very hard on nature, because no matter what type of soap you're using, just using a washing machine is you're using lots of energy. So, and it's really because we want to be clean and we don't want to be disgusting, which is natural and really good. But actually you don't have to wash so much, and you don't have to use so many clothes. And the more, actually the more you detoxify your body, the less you will sweat and the less you will smell. Because often the clothes are not dirty, they're just smelly. So cleaning your body, helping your body detoxify is just a great way to not have to wash so much. I'll just talk about smelly body. A way to avoid the smell of sweat is use bicarb of soda, baking soda. And it's just, I mean, it's so simple. The things I do is so simple. I just lick my finger and I dip it into this beautiful stuff that I use for toothpaste. I lick the other finger, full of all sorts of bacteria. You can just wet it with your with some water if you don't want to lick it, and you just rub it under your arm. And you can do this a few times a day. It's not dangerous because you can eat it. And I don't really know what it is. It's a type of salt, and it takes away smell, and it neutralizes gases and all sorts of things. So I use this also for washing my clothes. So I'm going to show that in a minute. I have shown you this before. I just want to talk a little bit more about it. So washing, not smelling so much in our bodies is very helpful. Being outside in the fresh air makes you smell less. It just neutralizes smells that you're in the fresh air. So it's good to structure your life so you're outdoors more. And the clothes you wear, I mean, really, it's also very much to do with our self-esteem. And often I have spots on my clothes, and I'm brought up to believe that if you have a spot in your clothes, you should wash them immediately. But really, I don't care so much anymore. Now I'm older and I don't need to look for a husband, or so I just more and more feel things that I used to think were so terrible are just not so terrible anymore. And really, if you know that you're actually wasting or using lots of energy every time you wash, you can use your clothes much longer. And also, because your self-esteem, I mean, with all the things I've been talking about, your self-esteem grows. And the fact that you have some spots or a little bit grubby shirt, I've used this shirt for 4 days now, it's pretty grubby. You just think, okay, if somebody sees me, I'm not working in an office, so of course this is very different. But if the postman sees me or somebody walks by and sees me, I just think to myself, he wants to think I'm disgusting, I don't really care. Because it's not smelly. It actually smells quite nice. So it's really just getting to just being more relaxed about having a few spots on our clothes. So just to see how you feel you can do that. I think that's a good way to save lots of washing. But anyway, I'm going to do a wash now, and I make this solution with the soap nuts. I'll just show you soap nuts. I have shown them to you before, and I showed you how you can put them into a little bag, which is actually, it's okay, it's very simple, but you don't use them that well. So, I mean, if you buy a bag of soap nuts like that, you're going to have for a long time. I think I bought these 3 years ago or something. It's just so cheap. These beautiful soap nuts, and when you want to make it, I don't know if I'm going to show you how to make it, but if you want to make it, get some filtered water into a pot, put about 25 soap nuts into the water, about a litre of water, and you boil it up. Watch it, because it just gets very foamy, and turn down the heat and let it cook for about half an hour. Just let it simmer for half an hour. And with 25 nuts, you want to end up with half a litre of the concentrate. So if it does evaporate a lot, you strain it and make half a litre. And this was a double portion, so that was about 50 nuts, approximately. And I got a litre out of that. And with that, you use about 2 tablespoons for a wash. So I'm going to wash some pretty grotty stuff today. Something that got really smelly. This is just some old, I don't think I've ever washed these before. They're pretty grotty, and there's some napkins we use for eating, and I have this apron, beautiful old apron, that's been lying on my sheep's wool, and that is very smelly. The raw sheep's wool just really smells strong of sheep. And I've got some pot holders, they're pretty grotty. So it's a pretty grotty wash, and I actually like to use quite a lot of heat. And we have quite, our water is very, has a lot of lime in it, and therefore the soap does not work so well. So you need to use a little bit more soap with very limey water. So there's not much light here, but we'll just get a bit closer. And if I was really being gentle to the earth, I would just wash it by hand. But I'm going to save my energy for other things, and maybe one day I will be doing that. So I put it on a turn it on, and I want 60 degrees. I like that because that's hot, but it's not. Yeah, it's good for coloured things also. And it's just a normal amount of water, and it can actually spin very fast. But I mean, why spin it like the machine is falling apart? So I just take it to not the highest and not the next highest, but three down. And here we go. Turn it on. There she goes. And I just pour some of this in, and it's about 2 tablespoons for a wash of this concentrate. And I just go like that. I don't know how much that was, but it's approximately that. But the fact that they're so cheap, those nuts, it doesn't really matter that you use it a little bit too much. And because it's quite grotty, I'm going to use this baking soda, and I just take a big teaspoon into the wash. And I used to use some lavender oil, but I don't. And this is my vinegar, which is old kefir, old water kefir that's turned into vinegar. It just has there you have the vinegar mother, which is kefir vinegar mother. And you can put that in the area with the last rinse, but I never do that. I don't bother. But if you want to have it soft, you can use vinegar, and you can put some lavender oil into that. And I've told you this, that when I do a wash with whites, which is like my shirts here, I usually wear my shirts for quite a few days, maybe 4 days. And when they're really grotty, look at this beautiful one, I got it second-hand shop. I just love them. I collect them over maybe 2 weeks. And it's not the best, because it's best to actually wash them straight away when they're dirty, but I do that. So I have all my whites in one. And I do the same. I wash it at 60 degrees. I use this soap nut mixture, and then I use this, which is it's sodium. Here we go. I've shown you that before. I'll show it to you again. Flexensalz, it's called in German. It's sodium percarbonate, I'm pretty sure. It's natural. It's a non-toxic bleach, and this is I think it's an okay price, because it's about let's get this right. Is it about $10 per kilo? I think that's fine, really. It's okay. So, and I just use maybe 1 or 2 tablespoons of this into the wash instead of this baking soda, because that's really to remove smell and when it's quite dirty, but it doesn't really bleach it. It doesn't make it really white. So this is great for just really quite dirty clothes. And if it's just actually not really dirty clothes, but just a little bit smelly, just use this. And some people experience when they're using these soap nuts that the washing machine gets to smell. But you just, you give it some citric acid, the washing machine, because it builds up bacteria, because there's a lot of lime maybe in the water. So I will give it the maximum temperature. You actually have to do it 3 times with half a cup of citric acid into the washing machine, and that will take off all the lime residue and the smelly things that are in the machine, and it actually does make it more efficient for heating and washing, because you just really clean out the machine. I do that maybe once a year, or I'm not very fussy, twice a year. And remember, when you make this soap nut mixture, what you can do, if you have some ascorbic acid, some vitamin C, pure vitamin C, you can put a teaspoon into this, and that will make it keep better. So I do that sometimes, because I just have this in our cellar, in our root cellar. Or if you don't have a root cellar, which most people don't, just put it in the fridge. And if you only use it very, very little, freeze some of it. So just have it in smaller bottles, and have a bottle, just bottles that, like this is just an old bottle from some soap I have used for the floor. So any plastic bottle or whatever, glass, and freeze it and take it out when you've used up what you have in the fridge. So this is really great, and of course for drying we're going to hang it outside, so I'll do that when the washing is done. We'll go and hang out our clothes. So, see you in a little while. Now the washing's done. I forgot to say, I had this ball in here, which is good to, they say, to, yeah, it binds the lime. So there's not so much lime in the water. Yeah. Off we go. It's a lovely wind today. Good for drying clothes. I have to go over the fence here. Got the cow in there. Wait. It's going to be a bit windy for the camera, but anyway, let's hang up the washing. I've got this hole in the fence here, lots of lovely wind from the west coming. Let's hang up the washing. I love hanging up the washing. And you can see it's pretty, I mean it's not completely white, think it looks good. These have some old stains you couldn't get off, I don't think, but they are more fresh looking. It's not the best thing to do to these. Probably should have hand washed them. Would have been better. Oh, that was Mary eating the bark off the tree. I have to protect that tree. I've got them in the orchard here. And you really have to watch they don't take the bark off the trees. That really, especially the young trees, you really have to guard. So that was a pity. But it's great that they can mow the grass for me. So we'll just let it dry. I just want to add a little extra thing about saving washing. And this is my rug in front of the bathtub. I just have this little cotton one. It's dirty now, you can see. So we step onto this. And underneath is what's called, just from a second-hand shop actually, it's a Keelam. I think they call it Keelam rug. So it's made of wool. I'm pretty sure it's wool. And see, as I said before, or as I say later on in this video, and I've said before, wool does not attract dirt like cotton does. So I actually never wash this rug, I just rinse it. So let's put these both just into a rinse in the washing machine and just see how they turn out. So we'll do that. Just to show that now the rugs have been in the sun and they're just looking clean and fine. And for sure, I mean, sometimes I have to wash this cotton one with soap, but or the soap nuts. But really, water and the fresh air and the sunlight is really very cleansing. So I save a lot of washing and soap this way. It's not completely dry, but it looks like it might be raining soon. So it's nearly dry. Take it in. Just show you some of the things. This looks just fine. Been wiping our greasy fingers on it. And this looks really clean. This had some stains from old mold. So you can't remove that. But that looks just fine to me. So praise the Lord. And as I've mentioned before, if you wear wool, natural wool,
you don't have to wash that very often, and you can just use soap, just hand wash it. It's very effective to just use hand soap, and you don't need a washing machine. So that was my little washing video with these natural ways. See you, my friend.